So this is going to be a little bit of a different video from what I would normally like to make. This is going to be a video that advocates for people who have gone a ridiculous amount of raid clears without getting the exotics. I want to come at this with actual arguments. I don't want to come at this with any emotional arguments first, because there's actually a really big problem right now. So to start, I know several people in my group who have gone hundreds of raid clears without getting the raid exotics. And for those of you who say, oh, it took, 100 clears for my 1K, so stop complaining. It took me however many clears to get Terraboss, so stop bitching. So the problem with that is that these issues are accumulative. So you can go from one raid to the next with accumulative bad RNG. In other words, you could go 50 clears without Teraba, you could go 100 clears without 1K, you could go 60 clears without Anarchy. Same thing for Eyes of Tomorrow and Vex Mythoclast. So I'm actually kind of stuck in that same situation with really bad RNG, and I've now gone about 70 clears without a raid exotic. That's a lot of hours sitting in raids, doing the raid, doing the activity, completing it over and over again, watching other people randos in the LFG or people in my group get the raid exotic over and over again. I had that exact same experience with Eyes of Tomorrow, and I had that exact same experience with Vex Mythoclast. I'm now on week 9 without having it. The biggest issue with that is, first of all, you bought the game. You've participated in the game, you've done the grind up to the power level to be able to do it, you've learned the mechanics of the raid, you've mastered it with your buddies. So for all the people who are in that situation where they've gone different entire raid eras without getting the exotics, you own the game, you've done the rituals, you've done the things, and you still don't have it over and over again. That's the first problem. The second issue is actually how extremely common it is. I'll see countless messages about this. I actually posted a thing on Reddit, a little meme, just to kind of be funny, but also kind of share my sentiment about the current situation with not getting the exotics. And a ton of people, it got 2,000 upvotes within the first 24 hours. A ton of people feel the same sentiment of, why am I doing this? I hate this. I saw one guy's post, I'm going to shoot myself with the Vex Mythoclast after I get it. There's a lot of frustration building up around this situation. When it was just a couple raids, it wasn't a huge issue because it was like, oh yeah, it's just a couple raids. Well, now it's transferred into different raids over an entire era of Destiny. And there are absolutely people, myself, not even the worst of it, who have just been absolutely screwed by the bad RNG situation with these raids. The next argument that I want to make is the fact that you can actually according to Bungie philosophy, you can actually get these exotics very early on. There's no reason to be going into week 9, week 10 without getting the exotics, because it's clearly okay for people to get it on the first drop. I see tons of people also saying, yeah, I got mine on my first run. My buddy got it on his second. I actually see tons of those posts. So it's clearly okay by Bungie's standards to be getting these exotics super early on. There's no problem with it per se. Now I'm going to be talking about the emotional argument. Yeah, it actually really sucks. I hate doing VOG now. I hate doing VOG because the Vex is the only thing that I need left, and I keep doing it over and over and not getting it, and it sucks. Getting the Eyes of Tomorrow absolutely sucks. I hate it trying to get it because I've already done the raid tons of times. I'm going to show you guys my clears here. See, I have them posted up here. It's been how long since the raid? People aren't even LFGing as much as they used to anymore. It's fine because I got my buddies. It's just I feel really bad for people who don't have a group like I do, who have, the 35 clears, the 50 clears, and still don't have it. That's crazy to me because you bought the game, you did the activity for a long time, you mastered the mechanics. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have it by now. For anyone who says boo-hoo, it took me this long, or boohoo, stop complaining, or it's just a game, frick off, dude. I kind of half suspect that people who say that are just trolling just to get an emotional reaction, or like they'll say something like, oh yeah, it took me 11 clears, stop complaining. It took me, I got mine on my 7th clear. It's not that bad. No, it is that bad. There are tons of people who don't have the stupid exotics already, and it's really taking an emotional toll on the community. I already know that there's tons of people like me who are in the same exact situation, getting burnt out of the game, getting burnt out of the activities. And it's like, what? Okay, so you're going to take extra time off, maybe take a break for a couple weeks to do something else or to not have to go through the raid without getting it in. Well, that's just an even longer period of time that you don't have it. So clearly, something needs to change because there are a lot of people who have just been absolutely skull fucked by bad RNG. And at the end of the day, from another perspective, I actually kind of see it as for the people who say, oh, why are you so upset about it? It's just a video game. Well, I'll use that same argument. It's just a video game. Why does it have to be such a big deal to get the exotics? Let's see how many clears I have so far. For myself, Vault of Glass, 28 clears. Deepstone Crypt, 40 clears. That's almost 100 raids. That's getting there towards the hundreds of raids without having gotten the exotics. That's absolutely way too many countless hours of doing an activity. I have all of the I have all of the god rolls that you could possibly want before even having the raid exotics. To address anyone who says, "Oh yeah, this is just your run of the mill bitching about it, bitching about not getting the raid exotic. Oh boo-hoo, you have to do the game to get the thing." Like, no, sorry man, but it absolutely feels terrible to be going this long without getting the raid exotic. Other people are clearly getting all of them way early on. I have one friend who got Isa Tomorrow on his first clear, and then got Vex Mythoclast on his like fourth or fifth clear. So clearly it's fine. It's not a problem. People should be getting it between runs 1 and 10. They shouldn't be getting them between runs 50 and 100. The difference there is completely unfair. When there was just one raid, it wasn't that huge of an issue because it was like the one thing. But now it's a cumulative. It feels awful to be going 100 raids without a drop of the damn thing. Anyways, I really hope that maybe this video can get some traction and people can listen to my arguments, because I know that a lot of people who are in the same situation as me or worse are also going to sympathize with that sentiment. Anyways, thank you. That's all for now. Go ahead and leave a like if you agree. And definitely, I'm very interested in reading comments about how many raids you've gone without getting the exotics, just to prove the point of some people have it really freaking bad and it really needs to change. Anyways, that's all.